What if everything you knew about humanity's future was a lie? In a world where alien overlords promise utopia, one man uncovers the chilling truth behind their mission. From miraculous healings to psychic children and the ultimate sacrifice, this story will leave you questioning the cost of evolution. Are we destined to ascend or to vanish forever? Amidst the shattered remnants of a forgotten city, Milo addresses a hovering drone, his voice heavy with desperation. He proclaims himself as the last surviving human, imploring anyone who might hear his message to remember humanity's essence. His gaze falls upon the mark etched into his hand, a haunting reminder of how it all began. The year is 2016. The world is gripped by chaos, wars rage endlessly, poverty tightens its grasp, and the system seems beyond repair. In New York, young Milo, bound to a wheelchair, dreams of becoming an astrophysicist. Meanwhile, on a tranquil farm in Missouri, Ricky is startled as his phone loses all signal. Unbeknownst to him, a plane is forced to land unexpectedly nearby. Across the globe, a massive technological breakdown is unfolding. Cell networks fail, and airplanes descend wherever they can, triggering widespread panic. The sky thickens with an ominous fog as colossal alien ships obscure the sun. Amidst global chaos, people begin experiencing surreal visions of deceased loved ones. These apparitions are projections from Corellin, an emissary of a race known as the Overlords. Corellin announces their mission: to eliminate suffering, injustice, and disease, ushering in a utopian era. True to their word, conflicts cease as former enemies embrace peace. However, the transformation doesn't sit well with those who once profited from strife. On his Missouri farm, Ricky and his neighbors grapple with the unfolding events. Though some remain wary, Ricky urges patience, convinced the overlords mean no harm. One night, strange activity disrupts his home. Appliances malfunction, and the ground trembles. Ricky, his wife Ellie, and their dog seek refuge in the cellar. A radiant light engulfs their home, dismantling parts of it until Ricky is lured outside. A towering drone awaits him, transporting him to what appears to be a luxurious New York hotel suite. Yet, Ricky realizes it's an illusion, crafted by Corellin, who seeks Ricky's help as an ambassador between humanity and the overlords. Reluctantly accepting the role, Ricky mediates as the overlords heal diseases and end global hunger. Yet skepticism brews. A resistance group, the Freedom League, spearheaded by media mogul Hugo, accuses the overlords of ulterior motives. In New York, Milo witnesses firsthand the overlord's capabilities when a light beam heals his fire weapon wound and restores his ability to walk. This miraculous event divides public opinion further, with some hailing the aliens as saviors and others condemning them as false gods. Tensions escalate when the Freedom League adopt Ricky, holding him in a remote base. Hugo unveils his plan to sabotage the overlords by dismantling the very peace they've established. Unknown to him, Corellin broadcasts his confession worldwide. When Hugo orders Ricky's execution, time freezes and a drone rescues him. Back at the farm, Ricky confronts Corellin, demanding answers. The Overlord admits the ordeal was a calculated move to expose the Freedom League, which now dissolves under public outrage. Years pass and Earth thrives under the Overlord's guidance. Milo, now a brilliant astrophysicist, grows disillusioned as scientific curiosity wanes. Space exploration halts, leaving him unemployed. Taking a position at a research facility in Africa, Milo meets Rachel, a kindred spirit. One night, their lab reveals a mysterious chamber containing a glowing device, hinting at a new chapter in humanity's relationship with the overlords. On a suburban street in America, a child named Tommy awakens from a nightmare to find a drone illuminating his home. Its light focuses on his mother, Amy, leaving an air of mystery as whispers of saving the children echo faintly. After asking about Tommy, Jake steps outside to check the garage, where he finds his son. When Jake tries turning on the light, it flickers out and Tommy eerily stares at him, cryptically saying, "It will end and begin." Simultaneously, Amy hears whispers in her room and warns, "Don't touch us." Tommy echoes her words before shoving Jake away. The next morning, tension brews between Jake and Amy as they argue. Jake expresses concern over Tommy's odd behavior, his vacant stares, and unsettling demeanor. He also mentions Amy's frequent sleep-talking, which she dismisses as a side effect of a stomachache. Seeking help, they consult Peretta, a counselor grappling with her faith amidst a world where religion seems obsolete. During their first session, Tommy reveals haunting visions of an apocalypse, describing a colossal eye eclipsing the sun. He insists these aren't mere dreams, but actual experiences. When Peretta presses for more details, Tommy's demeanor shifts. Disturbed by overwhelming voices in his head, he bolts, panicked, as the cry of an unseen baby fills the air. Peretta, attempting to calm him, suddenly finds herself choking as the chain of her crucifix tightens inexplicably. Gasping, she removes the chain before it would cause harm. Meanwhile, Tommy's behavior stabilizes. He gently touches Amy's stomach, declaring, "The baby stopped crying." Confused, Amy insists she isn't pregnant. Peretta, shaken, leaves the house, unnerved by what she has witnessed. Elsewhere, Milo informs Boyce about wild and lab animals displaying strange behavior, including glowing green eyes. Boyce, however, seems preoccupied with securing an invitation to Corellan's planet. At the farm, Ricky suffers arm pains and struggles to deal with curious onlookers demanding alien news. As tensions rise, his condition worsens. Vivid red veins spread across his arm, culminating in a stroke. At the hospital, the doctor delivers devastating news. Ricky was exposed to a toxic element aboard Corellan's ship, rendering him terminally ill and explaining his and Ellie's infertility. Heartbroken, Ellie seeks solace in her machines, pleading with Corellan for answers, but her calls go unanswered. Peretta, desperate for clarity, visits a priest, confiding her fears about demonic influences linked to Corellan. The priest urges her to hold on to her faith. Meanwhile, Milo debates with Rachel about philosophy and humanity's long-standing awareness of beings like Corellan, as evidenced by ancient depictions of similar entities. Months later, Amy discovers she is indeed pregnant. When she settles on the name Jennifer, Tommy eerily utters it before she can speak it aloud. One evening, Peretta arrives outside their home to pray. A glowing alien drone descends, scanning her briefly before retreating. Alarmed, Peretta warns the family of impending danger, but they dismiss her concerns. The next day, news spreads that Corellan is allowing Ricky's suffering to continue, prompting Peretta to join the protesters at the farm, where she befriends Ellie. Meanwhile, Boyce invites Jake's family to a lavish event under the guise of a job interview. At the party, Boyce introduces Corellan, who reveals his species has been transporting Earth's animals to their planet for preservation. Milo confronts Corellan about his disdain for scientific curiosity, to which Corellan replies that unchecked science leads humanity too close to uncontrollable powers. Later, Corellan and Boyce lead Amy to a chamber containing a Ouija board. Amy places her hand on it, enabling Corellan to communicate with the entity growing within her. A dazzling light beam projects a cryptic symbol into the sky. Simultaneously, Tommy climbs to the roof, declaring, "Jennifer is awake," before collapsing. Corellan proclaims Amy's task is complete, as more like her will follow. Jake rushes to Tommy, who tearfully admits he fears Jennifer's strength. On their way home, Amy experiences excruciating stomach pains. Milo deciphers the light beam symbols as the alphabet of Corellan's species, identifying their home constellation. Excitement leads to a kiss between Milo and Rachel. The next day, Corellan revisits Ricky and Ellie, offering a rare antidote for Ricky's condition. However, Peretta storms in, accusing Corellan of deceit. Confronted, Corellan admits sterilizing Ricky to spare him the heartbreak of raising children on a doomed Earth. Furious, Peretta confronts Corellan, but Ricky intervenes, using the medicine to heal him. Corellan cryptically warns that faith, while poetic, cannot alter what is coming. Haunted by visions of her mother, Peretta tragically falls from a balcony. Milo, meanwhile, deduces that Corellan's true mission involves constructing an ark. At the hospital, Amy delivers Jennifer, whose glowing green eyes hint at extraordinary powers. For years later, humanity's children exhibit psychic abilities, ushering in a new era of evolution. Milo, now studying these children, ponders what lies ahead. Ricky, though kept alive by advanced implants, endures constant pain, contemplating how much time he has left. In a desperate bid to preserve humanity's legacy, a resistance group called New Athens begins mobilizing. This enclave, composed of those clinging to the old ways of life, urges anyone willing to join them before an uncertain end descends. One evening, Len visits Ricky and reveals Earth's impending fate, offering to spare him if he agrees to leave. Ricky, determined to stay, refuses. The following day, Milo and Rachel observe children in a park acting strangely. Suddenly, children worldwide enter a trance, raising their right hands and chanting Jennifer's name. Older kids begin flocking to Tommy's house, proclaiming Jennifer as their leader. Tommy explains to his father, Jake, that Jennifer shows them visions of new worlds. When Jake tries to disperse the crowd, Jennifer intervenes, using her abilities to move the children aside so the family can leave. Amy checks on Jennifer, who reassures her, saying, "I see it all. There's no need to fear." Jake decides it's time to relocate to New Athens. Upon arrival, they find a city burdened by pollution, overcrowding, and chaos, eerily reminiscent of a pre-alien world. Mayor Jerry, the leader of New Athens, insists it's better to live with flawed freedom than in a utopia devoid of true choice. However, Jennifer's presence unnerves even the children in the community, who gaze at her with awe and fear. Reluctantly, Jake agrees to let Milo speak with Jennifer. When Milo questions her about the future, Jennifer's eyes glow, and she shows him a chilling vision of Earth's destruction. The connection breaks as Jennifer solemnly announces, "The end begins." Determined to understand more, Milo devises a daring plan to sneak aboard the Overlord's ship with their next animal shipment. Despite her heartbreak, Rachel helps Milo, guiding him through the process of being placed into stasis alongside the animals. They share a final kiss before Milo embarks on his perilous journey. Meanwhile, Ricky's condition worsens and his pain becomes unbearable. Haunted by memories of his late wife, he finds himself reliving his past in a surreal, dreamlike state orchestrated by Len. Eventually, Ricky rejects this illusion, drawing strength from his love for Ellie. He asks Len to end the charade and returns to the farm to be with her. Back on Earth, Jennifer interrupts the cinema screening, announcing it is time. Len makes a final address to humanity, explaining that the children will ascend to a higher consciousness, leaving Earth behind. Heartbroken parents watch helplessly as their children rise into the sky, ignoring their pleas. Pregnant women realize they have lost their unborn babies, signifying an irreversible transformation. Tommy resists leaving for a moment, staying to say goodbye to his family. Despair consumes New Athens as Mayor Jerry, devastated by humanity's bleak future, activates a bomb to destroy the city. Despite Jake's attempts to stop him, Amy accepts their fate, declaring that at least they lived well. Holding hands, they embrace the end as the bomb detonates, obliterating New Athens. Jennifer, atop a distant mountain, absorbs the remaining energy of Earth's inhabitants, sending a radiant beam skyward. On the Overlord's ship, Milo awakens and is greeted by an Overlord who shows him their volcanic, desolate home planet. Milo learns that Earth's destruction was part of the Overmind's plan, a cosmic force directing universal evolution. When taken to the Overmind, represented as an ethereal orange shadow, Milo learns that humanity's consciousness will merge with this collective. Overwhelmed, Milo returns to the ship, where he discovers that 85 years have passed since his departure. Earth is now lifeless, its surface abandoned. Determined to uncover remnants of humanity, Milo finds Rachel's preserved body, but, in a fit of rage, accidentally shatters it, leaving a scorched mark on his hand. Len appears, confirming Milo is the last human. Despite Len's offer to stay with him, Milo chooses to return to Earth, documenting the planet's final moments. There, He finds Jennifer atop the mountain, still absorbing Earth's energy. As the planet begins to crumble, Milo pleads with Corel-Len to preserve something of humanity's legacy. In response, the overlords replay Milo's cherished memories, allowing him a fleeting moment of joy before Earth is obliterated. As the planet disintegrates, Milo finds solace in his memories, ending the human story with a final, bittersweet note. Did you see that coming? From the rise of psychic children to the destruction of Earth, this tale of alien intervention and human resilience will haunt you long after the screen fades. What would you do if you were the last human? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more mind-bending stories. Until next time, remember, the end of one story is just the beginning of another.